Hello everybody, I'm here today to create my ICAD index card a day card for day 21. So I've picked out my card and it has some ledger paper on it. I stitched it, so I've done that all ahead of time. The first thing I'm going to do is to attach this tea bag. And I'm going to use, I've had this out, it's kind of running low, so I'm going to go ahead and use it even though it's more than I need, more, staying ability than I need, but it's what I have handy. So I'm going to use that. I'm spreading it out with a palette knife. And then I'm going to take my tea bag and place it down and then spread it out again. And I don't mind if it has some wrinkles in it. I kind of like the texture that it gives. So I don't fuss over, there's a wrinkle right there, but I don't care. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to put the top back on this. One of the things I like to do with my cards is to make marks on it. They don't have any meaning. They don't have any particular direction or anything like that. I'm using a Lyra, L-Y-R-A, and it's a graphite stick. So sometimes I dip it in water, but today I'm just going to use it as is. I'm going to add it in the clear matte, the matte medium that's there activated it. So that's kind of cool. I've got a couple of pieces of collage papers. I have one that's, it's actually the directions for a sewing pattern. It's kind of delicate, so I'm going to try to get it off without tearing it, but if I do, so be it. I made a sticker out of it using my little Xyron. I made a sticker out of it using this machine. It's really handy for small pieces of well, see, there you go. Tore that little piece off, so we're going to use it. It's handy for creating the smaller pieces of collage papers, stickers, and this is proving to be a little pain. And there are other Xyron machines that are, there's a 2.5, there's a 5, I believe there's a 9-inch machine, which is a little bit of overkill for what I'm doing. Okay, so I finally got it started, but it tore, and I don't care. I'm going to put that down. Doesn't really matter where particularly, but I'm going to put that down there. And then this is a stronger piece of paper, so it's going to come off easily. I had to decide whether to use yellow or pink, but I'm using the yellow side. Okay, so next I'm going to put down, this is a Vicky Boland soft pastel. It's kind of, it's a crayon, it's broken. It's a crayon type medium, and you can, as you can see, you can spread it out. I'm gonna, take it out on my under paper, so I'll be able to use that later. I picked out a couple of blue colors because I'm gonna put this down. This is the little stitch bits that I've been adding to every card. And so I picked out these two blues, and I'm just gonna scribble a bit with each one of the colors. And then I'm gonna move it around a little bit with my finger. And I've got this washi tape down here because when I did my flip through, I had to film it twice because I got out of frame. So we are trying to avoid that this time. Okay, so to every one of the Well, before I do that, I'm going to put down a piece of masking tape before I do it, if I can find the end. Here we go. I try to get everything kind of ready before I film, but this was an afterthought, so I'm having a little difficulty getting it started. Okay, so I'm going to just tear off a piece of this. Masking tape is a great, it adds texture and just a little something else. Okay, so this is the washi, that's Dina Wakley. I'm using a piece of Dina Wakley washi tape on all of my cards, at least I have so far. And so I'm going to pull off a piece of this. It's blue because of this, that's blue. And I'm going to put it right here, intersecting or crossing the pattern paper and the washi tape. So I also, you know, we artists don't like to waste anything. So I've got these little tubes of watercolor paint that I don't want to waste them. I really don't want to waste them, so I'm trying to use up what I've got in here. You can't really squeeze it out into your palette, onto your palette, but you can use it in various ways. So I thought I would introduce a little bit of that. I've got a whole bag full of them that are this size. They're so small, they are, you know, you can't really squeeze out much more. Okay, so that's that. And I think I'm ready to add my fabric. These are, if you are new to the channel, this is what I have done. I've created these little stitch bits. I sewed them on the sewing machine. It has a piece of canvas that I dyed. It's a tea-dyed piece of canvas and a piece of cotton fabric, and then these little decorative threads that I thought added a little something. So every one of my cards is going to have this on it. Now I'm going to use Fabri-Tac because this is fabric and it holds things very well. When I sewed these bits, there are lots of threads. There are threads hanging off the fabric. There are threads that I add when I sew it. And when I'm sewing, I leave long tails on my, you know, from my sewing and stitches. And I'm just going to add this right here. Flip my pen down. And then the last thing I'm going to do, if I can find it, is add my word. But we're not having a lot of luck. There it is. My word is waiting. Y'all are waiting for me to get this, find this word. Okay, I'm not going to use Fabri-Tac for that. I'm going to use the glitter paste, the glitter glue. And it's great for holding down small pieces. You can get into the corner of things well with because it's got a fine tip on it. Okay, there's my word, waiting. And then I'm going to take a Stabilo Markzal and I'm going to just go around the word. Because it's lumpy, it's the, you know, it breaks up and it's not a fine line. And then I'm going to take my water brush, which still has some of the watercolor on it and just smear that out a little bit. So I think this is about it. This is card number 21. I am on schedule, I'm happy to say. So thank you for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow.